I like this one as well.
I don't like the fact that it's on the wall. I don't understand that. I mean, I know it's obviously showing overcrowding, but I just think it's a bit too flat for me.
Okay.
Well, what do you like about it?
It's busyness.
Do you not think that's the same kind of busyness that happens when you do it on a 3D scale?
Well, it is 3D.
Yeah, but not to the same extent.
Well, yeah, but but that's what I like about it. Like the same sort of reason I like the slum one, and I like this one for the use of lights. I think lights are good.
Lights can be really effective,
especially with paper.
It's just being able to use them so it's not dangerous. I just don't want to burn it. Or like,
yeah,
you
just
know
get
what
little
I mean?
tea lights. I don't mean the candle ones. I mean the light ones.
So this one's just paper, isn't it?
Yeah, just cut paper. Placed in layers and then lights.
Yeah, but that's not probably that's probably card. It's probably heavyweight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some of that.
Heavyweight. Hold up. What do you think of the ones with the illustrations on?
They look a bit childish.
You think they look childish?
They look like a child's toy.
Mm.
Which I mean, it's nice, but
it's got the kind of social element to it. You could have it as like a.
and
You could make all the components and make it into something that's like. That's just an idea and an idea.
We can take the idea of using these ones like for the backdrop and stuff, rather than just having cardboard.
But I think I don't want to combine too many elements. If I want to do cardboard, I want to keep it quite cardboard. Like, I'd like to paint on it or illustrate onto it, but I don't think I'd really want to, like, you know, go in there with, like, something completely different. Because I think with the cardboard, it makes it kind of almost real.
And then this is the best one, I think.
It's really nice use of light.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they've done that.
There's a little light there. There's just a few lights put inside it. And then they shine through the windows. So if you can get lights inside them...
What kind of scale do you think?
It's big. But it wouldn't have to be.
I'd like to make them quite...
Content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can get them...
Because then, with the scale being small, it shows this kind of, like, insight. As opposed to when it's big, it's more real.
Uh-huh.
Because a prophecy is a prediction, I feel like it should be something that's, like, viewed. A prophecy is like an experience. Like an idea of an experience. I'm gonna write that down.
Like this one, the one in the tin.
I like the one that's contained in the little cardboard box. I like that idea.
Oh, the one with the polar bear?
Yeah. Idea.
And you could do them in other stuff. You could do them in like little mason jars. And then they'd be see-through, so you'd be able to like see all the elements inside. You could make them be living underground. I think this one's done really nicely.
What's that?
Maybe more so than the other one, to be honest, because you can... I don't know, there's something really nice about this one.
Yeah, I like the other one because it looks professional, but this one looks more lived in.
Yeah.
It looks more real. But this kind of thing, like you see this in the background, and it's not placed in anywhere particular. It's kind of like just in a... I'd like to take it into somewhere where it's relevant. Like put it in the city.
Put it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one again has the illustrations on the cardboard like that, look.
One sec. This is 2D. Yeah, but that's very flat.
Yeah.
This one that shows the inside.
This one?
Yeah.
Complex.
It's complex, yeah, but like, if we chose one thing, maybe we could go from all angles, all perspectives.
I think if you did like the slum sort of one, to a lesser scale, but did it more intricate inside, like you had the insides and you could, and within the inside, you could show all the ideas we've had just in this one place, rather than doing loads of separate ones. Do one, and then inside these buildings, it has all the ideas we've talked about.
With this one as well, yeah, it's showing obviously a church. Like with the lighting they've put in, it's made it so it feels. It's got that ambience.
Yeah.
But
So the use of light needs to be written down.
But with the kind of thing with the with the slums, this kind of like darker prophecy, you'd want a darker kind of thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's nice.
It's very like
Flat still.
no, like almost Van Goghy. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
no,
mean?
I think it's a
Do you get
diorama of a
that?
famous artwork interior. So it might be a Van Gogh piece. It's just had me
I think it's, like in terms of importance of things that we've got to think about when we're making it, I'd like to make a list of things that we've got to keep in mind.
Do you want to keep it as just cardboard, or have it like this Alice in Wonderland one, where it uses all the colour as well, or would you just want to leave it?
I think that's something that would have to be established once it was there, because if we use the painted elements, then we can't use anything else. We can't use scenery around.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to set up, or if we wanted to set it up in an outdoor place, having a background, we couldn't use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it become void.
Yeah.
So on kind of the list of things I'm trying to think of that are important to the success of the artwork, I've put scale and I've put lighting.
Uh-huh.
What other things do you think are kind of at the core?
Materials.
Materials. I would put background as well, maybe, or setting.
Yeah. How you photograph it.
Perception.
Yeah. Like, do you want to show that it's this little thing, or do you want it to look like what it isn't? Because, like, with these ones, they're meant, like, it's sort of from their angle, but it's within a bigger world.
What's the artist called that we initially looked at?
Slinkerchew.
Slinkerchew, the one that uses actual people.
Yeah, he just uses the models and then puts them in real life, so, like, they'll be swimming in a puddle or something like that.
That's like another thing. It's whether, like, when we're creating these kind of static 3D sculptures, whether we want to animate them with people, because as soon as you put a humanistic nature into it, it does make it more relevant as you're seeing a person, as opposed to not having someone there.
Yeah.
But it's whether that messes with what's already there.
Mm-hmm. But no, like what I was saying, like this one, you could look at it and just think it was a city. It's not showing.
This is the staple
this
one.
small scale thing.
The staple one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's how much you want to like use different materials. So like, do you want to stick just to cardboard, or do you want to mix in like tin foil and matches and stuff like that?
I think that kind of thing's all down to trial and error.
It's whether they work together. Really. Like I think cardboard and matches are going to work together because it's the same sort of. I mean.
It's also to do with like
yeah.
the palette, yeah. It's whether like, and also with the babies cover, I liked the way that they worked in colour. Like I really liked how that worked together, but in a way, I don't see the relevance in certain ways. Because as soon as, say we painted the slums green, it changes it completely.
Yeah.
Green puts off this kind of like either two ways of jealousy or the kind of emotion side, or it puts off the literal of naturistic and green, you know. What do you think? What do you think colour affects it? Do you think
what
having
do I think colour affects it?
Well, do you think having it just as its brown texture of the cardboard, does that change it? Does that make you perceive it differently?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's about what you use. Like cardboard puts off this slum attitude because of what it is. Whereas if you made it out of like perspex and glass and stuff, it makes it look very modern and sort of new age.
But then it kind of gives this kind of like glorifying a slum, making a slum into something that's materialistic, like a slum with style.
A good slum.
A good slum, when that's really. But I guess it's a
Well, I mean, like-
solution. It can act as a solution, but
Yeah.
like then that's also linked back to the thing where it's like you're using the earth's resources to make something for people. Do you know what I mean though? Huh?
10 years ago.
Why? It's a good song.
Anyway, yeah, and that's all done.
That's all of them.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What do you think about layering? Like, you know how this one here has the little cave bit?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that works successfully?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it works that well.
You don't?
No.
I think, no, I like how you can see into it, like if you did it in that, for example.
Hmm.
And like you'd have a whole tunnel network, which would look quite cool, to be honest. But then that's something completely different from cardboard. It's about picking which one you want to do, really.
I feel like, obviously, because of the stuff we're looking at, we're quite in tuned with this kind of idea of slums.
Yeah.
But I want it to be more broad than that.
Yeah, but like you with the slums, you could put in the other ideas you've had. Like, you can make this whole set. Like, instead of doing separate things, like you like the idea with the little cinema bit, you could have that within this whole set.
But
And you
it's
just do it all
not just
together and
about
just
the
work them
cinema
into
bit.
each other.
Like, I was thinking about it the other, like, I was thinking about it when I was like, you know, when we talked about the idea of the oven,
Yeah.
and how, like, putting it in a hot place, or in a place of temperature, changes what it is, really.
Uh-huh.
That kind of thing. But also, it's, I feel, like, almost lost with the kind of idea I'm trying to create. I feel like because I don't have a set thing, I don't have a prophecy. The only prophecy I have is the future, which is a prophecy within itself. A bit ambiguous.
Mm.
Yeah, that's when it gets too loose. That's when I say, oh,
Yeah, and
I'm
that's-
just doing the future, you know. It's,
And that's what I was trying to tell you not to do.
yeah, I know.
Because then you've just got this thing, and it's just like you've just made a set.
Mm.
Sure, it might be a set of the future, but why?
Mm.
Why is it any different to anything today?
This is true. Right, so things we've got to work on is goals. Hashtag goals.
Alright.
What we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve. Okay,
Really gassy.
lovely. Another time, I'm gonna bring that ribbon back. I think the setting on this one is a bit too, oh, it's in a house.
Well, yeah, I think it's something to do with the kids sort of thing. It's
Yeah. That's what I don't want it to look like. I don't want it to look like, you know, a craft project.
yeah.
I don't want it to be like, oh, look, she made a box out and it's a house, actually. That's so cool.
Yeah. Because you can always bring the thing in and people can look at it, but if you put it into a setting, then it makes it more finished.
What do you think about painting them? About painting onto them? Like, you know, the babies have that thing in the background where it's like, because I feel like, from an illustration point of view, like, I feel failed if I don't get to put an input into an illustration kind of muse section of it.
Yeah.
But I know already that it's illustrating something,
Yeah.
but I just want to paint, yo.
It's if you can do it well enough, because it could make it look a bit
I
childish.
think I'm going to do some testers.
Like, and then it makes it more 2D again.
No, but I think I don't mean like as in drawing onto it and making it look like a house. I mean as in adding elements like posters on walls and stuff like
I
that.
mean, you could do that, and you could do it better, I think, if you did that onto paper and then made it look sort of ripped on it and stuff. And that could look quite cool.
Yeah.
And then you're doing the design of the posters,
Mm.
which adds another thing you've done. Like if you it can be really simple, but to make it anything good, it needs to be really complex. Like, you can't just build a house. It has to have like all the sort of things that make it a house. Like with this one, they thought about putting the washing line up and stuff like that. Like, it's not just a house. And like in the world, there's more than just house after house after house. There's stuff going on these houses and in these houses.
Well, that's kind of the idea where it came in with the thought of the illustration bit, because I thought, like, I mean, how is anybody meant to tell that these are slums from the future as opposed to the modern if it hasn't got something indicating that?
And I think if you did like these posters and stuff like that and big billboards up, that's when you could start making it quite amusing, like some jokey ideas about the future and what they're advertising and stuff like that. If you had some advertising poster about some far-fetched robot hand phone, then that could be quite funny, and then it gets people looking at it more. Like, you see it and then you can look inside and it's got all this posters and stuff, and
I do want it to be kind of an experience.
yeah, and like people can look through it, because like if you do a drawing, like with the babies one, you look at it from that angle, that's what it is.
Yeah, you can't look at it at any
if you
other
do
angle.
it and you're doing stuff inside and stuff like this, and like you put a person next to me, have loads of little kind of leaflets that he's dropped or something like that.
So, in terms of that as well, what do you think of the idea of making something that looks like, let's say, take back to the kind of idea of the slum cardboard city that we saw, but like also the element of the chapel? Like, from one side you can see everything that's going on, but from the other side...
What you could have is, you can
see inside.
Yeah, so it's just totally open on the other side. So like you could have these built-up boxes with their little windows and stuff, and then if you go around the other side of it, it's all totally open. It's still the box forms, but it's not... it's just open at the back.
And then...
Because it's quite nice that, because then you can look at it from the front, you can see what the house looks like, and then you can go around the back and you can see all inside and what's going on.
As well as that, in terms of photographing it with light, from the one side you could have the light on the inside, which is showing outwards, so we got the front where everything's going on, and that's showing night time, and you go on the inside and you let the light shine in from the other way and it's daytime.
Yeah.
Like, that adds two elements to it that's like almost normalising it, and that's disgusting. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Yes, no, I like that idea about having it open on one side, because then, yeah, I mean, it'd be like going inside, basically. Like, you walk
kind
around
of like
to the other...
the dollhouse effect.
Yeah. Like, you can see it from that side, and then you can go on the back, and it's basically like going inside of this place, which makes it... Because if you have it just as the building, it makes it like sort of static. Whereas if you have all the people and all the stuff going on, it makes it like sort of a freeze frame in time, like stuff's going on, you know, more so than just a building.
But whichever way you spin it, really, it's always going to be with something like that. It's always going to be static until something's changed.
But if you sort of capture it so it looks like it was stopped in time, sort of things, like stuff is going on. Like if you have the little model people, one of them's doing something to the other one, sounds a bit weird. And like stuff can be going on.
Okay. I think I'm going to go do some drawing.